everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru. I'm coming to you from downtown Manila with my last guest for the day. Hooray! I've been going since 5 a.m. It's now 8 p.m. It's been a big day. But guys, if you want to come on 15 Minutes of Fame, or indeed you're coming towards the end of the month, you probably won't get the opportunity. We've done 70 of these this month, and I think most of the spots for Thursday are booked out, but you could always have a look. However, we've got a new one coming up called Stars on Spotlight. So you've got a chance to be a star. So you can book in for our sessions on Stars on Spotlight if you wish. And think about it, guys. A TV commercial will set you back about $25,000, $30,000 in your city. 10 radio spots will set you back $5,000, and they'll probably play them at 2 in the morning when no one's listening anyway. But you can come on Stars on Spotlight or 15 Minutes of Fame, either or, and get your 15 Minutes of Fame, all totally free, where we put you across 14 different platforms with all your social media contacts. So imagine the connections you'll be able to make with all of that, guys, and all totally free. So it's going to be a great pleasure today introduce my last guest for the day. I've got to move a few of my props out of the way here and get over to some light because it's getting dark where I am. No wonder it was bright this morning. We've got Sarah Jones, who's a psychotherapist, not a physiotherapist, guys, a psychotherapist. Big difference. Empowered Trauma Therapy is the company name. And she's involved in mental health, helps you and makes you feel better, which is very important. Been in the industry for a long, long time, more than 10 years. And she helps people rewire their brains and reset their nervous system. That's very important for those who've got that issue. For success and happiness in life. I do this by using my therapeutic skills such as EMDR, not EMDR, which means nothing to most of us, but you'll tell us about that in a moment, and body psychotherapy. Key achievements: achieving a distinction in my master's after being told all throughout my school years I couldn't write my way out of dyslexia. We know all about that, don't we? All of us. Developing my own signature way of working, and called the reset method. All right. Personal motto: work with your biology, not against it. Very important, guys. Interesting fact: she fell in love with those beautiful big black and white killer whales, orcas, at the age of 9. And has continued to have a deep passion, interest in them and dolphins, especially campaigning for them all to be out of captivity, which would be nice to leave them where they belong, guys. Right? I've been seeing, funny enough, Susan, on that subject, I've been seeing some awesome how the animals talk to us. Some interesting things about killer whales where they come up to the boat and knocked on the boat basically, and then the diver's gone down and their mate has been trapped down below in a net. Right? And they've got them out of the net,
Wow, yeah.
and they've come up and waved to them with their tails, and thanked them. Pretty cool. And the whole video's there to see.
Yeah, of course, they are just amazing creatures.
And,
Yeah.
and, and the other one is if you've probably seen it, they come up sometimes covered in barnacles. And you've got some kind souls who will go out there. And one the other day, they were doing it for about an hour. They're cleaning off all these bloody big barnacles. It's a monster, and it's covered in barnacles. Right? And this team
Yeah.
went to work and took all the barnacles off of it, and it jumped up and down the air and thanked them. It's amazing. So they certainly can
It
communicate.
really is. Yes.
That's not what we're here for. We're here to introduce Susan, which we've done. And Susan, I'm going to grab my sheet, which I've buried.
Sorry, it's Sarah.
Sarah, I keep saying Susan. You look like a Susan to me. But you'll be Sarah today. We'll change it for you. Sarah, my last one of the day, so people got to forgive me. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career. Where did it all start?
I started my training 10 years ago, well, just over 10 years ago now. Always been interested in psychology and sort of self-development. I was at a stage in my life where I wanted to I'd taken a career break from what I was doing before, when I'd had my daughter, and I wanted to do something different. And yes, long story short, found counselling course that I went on, loved it, and it sort of snowballed from there.
And now you haven't got a job, you've got a passion, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, we're so
Yes,
lucky
very
when
lucky to have a passion for a job.
yeah, when you find a passion, guys, you don't have a job anymore. You just get up in the morning wanting to help people, and it just everything just falls into place and follows, and you make money and friends. It's fantastic. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
I suppose it's the ever, work-life balance, it being a passion and wanting to be the very best that I can be for me and my clients, but also juggling that with a young family as well. That's a
Sure.
continuing personal development journey for me. There's that ever evolving balance that I don't think anybody there isn't any magic utopia of work
Uh,
life balance. It what works for you.
yeah,
So yeah, which is a journey that I've been on, and what works for us as a family, and
fantastic.
everybody being feeling happy. So
See,
yes,
you've done it well by the sound of it, and even when life shows you that odd curveball as it does, right? Um, tell us,
absolutely.
tell us about an important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction. How did this all come about? What made you change the direction in which you were going?
Well, so from a therapeutic point of view, I was working in a very sort of core modality when I first started, and when I first started seeing clients. And then how I got into trauma was I noticed I had two clients who had different traumatic stories, but were presenting similarly to me in the therapy room.
Yes.
And this sort of sparked a curiosity in me. I mean, there must be something going on here. This can't be a coincidence. So I did some research, and then I came across trauma therapy and neuroscience and what happens in the brain and body when you go through sort of highly stressful experiences. And it just sort of rocketed from there, and just it kind of. Then I started to combine my sort of very correlational way of working with the neuroscience, and that's what I've gone on to develop to create my own method of
Fantastic.
working. But that was the pivotal point of that change, was those two clients and me making those
Very
links.
important. In your opinion, Sarah, what are the key qualities or skills that have pretty much contributed to your success along the way? You've been quite successful, so what do you put that all down to?
I think it's having that continued curiosity,
Yes.
always, never getting complacent,
Yes.
always looking about what's best for that particular client. No two clients are the same.
Yes.
And it's continuing that personal and that professional development at all times, whilst also looking after yourself.
Yeah, true. It's amazing how things can change. They make discoveries all the time, don't they? And you've got to keep up with the latest
Yeah,
trends, and like I say, what works for one client doesn't work for another. You know, so very very important,
absolutely.
and
Yeah. So
to be
yeah, I
with
think
your
having
skill.
that curiosity and that flexibility.
Yeah, that's correct. Recognize, right? Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field? What's the secret there?
So I think surrounding myself with the right people who also have a passion
Yeah, cheers squad. It's
for
always
this.
good to have a cheer squad, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, yeah, I say, and having that self-care for me as well. So that
Fantastic.
balance of,
Yep.
of that sort
Tell
of,
us about a
having the right people around me, no matter what the setting is.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's good to have. We all need people. Tell me, tell me about a recent project or achievement that you're particularly proud of.
Um, well, just I'm developing along with my supervisor. We are developing some really exciting training at the moment in the
Awesome.
field of EMDR.
Hmm.
Which is a specific technique to help people, particularly who have very high anxiety or troubling memories around a specific incident. So yes, we've come up with sort of a slightly tweaked way of working with it than that's what's already out there. So that's very exciting what's going on at the minute.
Tell me, how would the average person find out about you, Sarah? Like, if I had a problem, I mightn't even know I've got a problem. Would a doctor refer me, or would a friend of mine refer me? How would a client find you? That's what I'm curious about that.
Yeah, so a lot of my referrals come from word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
If people, confide in a friend or
Yes.
loved one that they're struggling,
Yep.
and then social media and internet searches are a big one as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I think people got to realize they got a problem before they reach out, correct? They got to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a lot of my social media is around sort of education of like,
Yeah,
if you're
lovely.
feeling like
Yeah,
this,
you can say to
then it
someone,
could be
yeah,
linked to
yeah, I get it. Say something
self-care.
like, "This is not it, but are you putting on weight? Are you losing sleep?" Rah, rah, rah. Wow, that's me. So that
Yes.
symptom fits into where I should be, basically. Um, so and your gut tells you a lot of these things too, guys. Um,
Mhm.
Tell me, what advice would you give someone, a younger version of you, who wanted to follow in your footsteps? What would you tell them?
Um, oh, that is a good question. What
It
would I
is.
tell them? Oh, yeah, to yeah, to keep going, even
Turn up. That's right.
because this is tough work. It's I love it, and it is my passion. But it can be exhausting at some time. So I think you always keep making sure self-care is at the forefront of your mind.
Yes.
Um, and you say, yes, surrounding yourself with the right people and doing your own inner work is
Yeah, it sounds like
absolutely
you're saying
essential.
look after yourself and look after your clients. And then I guess also
Absolutely.
they could reach
Yeah.
out to someone like you. I'm sure you'd be up for a chat, have a virtual cup of coffee, and give them some guidance and help steer them in the right direction. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it. It's nice to have a
All,
mentor, someone who's
all
been there and done
counselors
it.
need their own supervision as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Fantastic. You can clear the way for them, give them a bit of clarity. Um, Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Sarah?
Well, yes, I've got this training going on at the minute, which is
Sounds
sort of a
wonderful.
big goal for this year. There's also another project in the pipeline, a sort of social enterprise project that I'm doing with a friend. So that's very exciting, to be able to offer my services to a much wider network,
Lovely.
in the mental health field. I'm sure you're probably aware that our NHS system is very much struggling at the minute. So to be
Yeah.
able to find a
You're
service to
working in
help.
a clinic or a hospital, Sarah?
So I work in private practice,
Yeah.
and I have a therapy pod at the end of my garden.
All right.
So I work from
Lovely.
home, and so
Nice.
I see clients face to face or online.
Yeah, fantastic. Big help. How can people watching this want to learn a bit more about your interesting subject? How can watching it or listening, how can they connect with you? What's the best way?
Um, yeah, so social media. So search Empower Trauma Therapy on Facebook or at Sarah Jones Counsellor on Instagram.
Hmm.
I'm easily searchable there. And then my website, which is empowertraumatherapy.com,
Yeah. Do,
has got all the ways that I work and how to work with me.
Lovely. Do you have a bit of luck with Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook tends to be more of where my clients
Sure.
are. But yeah, Instagram is useful. It's
It's an add-on.
an added
I think if
add-on.
I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
it's in the Facebook family anyway. So you're getting down that track.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're all linked.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Tom,
LinkedIn as well. I'm also on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's
So
a good one for professional people, 100%. Before we wrap it up,
absolutely. So yeah, I work with a lot of professionals.
tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know.
Oh, right. Fun fact that most people do not know, other than my orcas. What else do people not know?
You're a yo-yo champion when you were 12.
um, well, so well, I before I did No, I say, unless you know me personally, I don't
Yes.
talk about it a lot. Before I did counselling, then I had my own celebration cake business, so very different to what I do
Very,
now.
very, very, very.
So
That's a
yes,
fun,
I ran that business for a few years
that's a
before I
fun
did
business,
that. So
isn't it?
yes, I love creativity, and I used to make all the little models and do all
It's a
the
fun business,
creative
right?
icing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So if one
yeah.
gone
So,
one extreme to the other, you're playing with cakes, and now you're helping people.
yes, yes.
Fantastic. Susan, thank you for being on the guest today. You've been awesome. And if you guys want to be on your 15 minutes of fame, or as indeed stars on Spotlight, you know where to come. Please reach out. We'd love to hear your story, because just like Sarah here, everyone's got a story, guys, and we'd love to hear it. So please come on the show and like and comment on these posts, and you'll meet some very interesting people from all over the world. Uh, Funny enough, they're generally in America, but now we're starting to pick up a few UK people, which is always good to see. All right. Once again, thanks for being on the show today, Sarah.
Thanks very much, Jeff.